Hey, this is Keaton Everett with ABC, going over your pitching video from camp. We're going to go through and talk a little bit about your mechanics and your motion, and just kind of go through a few steps and talk a little bit about the different phases of mechanics, and just kind of get a sense of ways we can improve ourselves, ways we can get more efficient, ways we can increase velocity, and most importantly keep ourselves healthy. All right, so we're going to go through and stop at a couple spots and look at everything. All right, so right off the bat, what we're going to look at is balance, our initial setup, and how we start. All right, how we start dictates so much about how we're going to finish. It's really an important phase to look at. It's also some of the easiest fixes we can do that people don't really look at or think about, and so we'll go through and just kind of look at it here. So as you start, you can see that shift back. All right, this is 90% of the time with everybody. All right, so we want to try to eliminate that movement back and get set up over that back foot initially. All right, again, it's just all about efficiency. It's about repeating everything. So the more movement we have, the harder it is to repeat. All right, so just come set. So just see how your body wants to lean back there anyways to start. Let it start back there already. All right, so get it back there already. So you're ready to go in that position. All right. Another thing too, at the height of your leg kick right here. All right, we call this your balance position. All right, so you're doing pretty good at staying balanced over your back leg. Now what needs to happen is the timing. All right, this is probably the most important part of command and your mechanics. Is we want to have hips start to go forward, and then we want to have that ball start to come out of that glove. All right, so as we kick forward, all right, you see your hips moving decently. All right, your hands are starting to break. All right, but so you have pretty good timing with that. But the thing that I want to point out too again is, look where your hands break. Is your hands break down here. All right, you're a little bit late, but to make that so you're not late, all you got to do is it's that excess movement again. Your hands started up here, and then they went down there to break. So let's try to get that down a little farther to break initially. So initially just come set and just have that glove right around your belt. And having it up high doesn't create more arm speed. It just makes it tougher to time, because you might come out quicker and you might break your hands here. You might not come out as quick. You break them here or here or here or here. And so the lower you have them and the less space you have between, that window of error is going to shrinking up. Now it's going to get smaller, and you're going to get a lot more consistent. All right. So as you get forward, all right, at your age too, it's a lot of an issue of strength. The younger guys just aren't there yet with the strength to really get your hips and your legs going. But just to know and to work on it now, it'll help you once that strength comes. So basically what we want to try to get is our hips to go forward and lead our body down the mountainside. And what I mean by that is, at this point you can see how your foot's starting to come out ahead of your hips. All right, and right here they really start to kick out. So right here, you'd probably still be closed and gaining distance with your hips. All right, you aren't really going forward a whole lot. Now your foot might start kicking out right here. All right, and then maybe now it's about right here, and and then it's getting out here. So you're just a little bit early with everything through that foot strike. All right, and so you're early with everything. What you're going to see here too is you're going to see this ball get up here, get up top. And it just kind of hangs up here for a few steps, hangs up here, and then it comes through. So everything is just happened just a little bit early. It's not really red flag and injury potential. It's just sort of losing some power a little bit. All right. So then what we look at is that foot strike. All right. So right here is your foot strike. All right. What we'd like to see a little bit more is that back heel's off the ground. All right, you're kind of on the ball of your foot, and you got all that weight loaded on that back side. All right, you're not too bad out here. You're a little bit short. Usually we like to see a little bit longer, that knee behind that heel. But everything else is pretty good here. You just got to get out a little bit more. You get a little bit more use on that backside. All right, and then through that release, you're going to see everything rotate pretty good over that front foot. So you have a good idea of everything. now it's just about a matter of getting everything a little bit more use on that lower half, because you're doing good at releasing. You can see here there's a little bit of daylight between your head and your elbow, and so you're just pushing the ball. That puts a little bit extra strain, not too bad, but all that is just you're not staying through that backside long enough or getting through it enough, and so that arm gets out in front of your body a little bit. When you're able to get through your leg a little bit more, now your head's probably going to be out about here. Your arm will kind of be at the same speed, same distance, and so now your head will be covering that elbow. You're going to have more body behind it. You're going to have more power behind it, and so it's just so important, that lower half. So work on that initial setup. All right, limit that extra movement with your hands, and then work on just keeping those hips closed as long as you can down the mound, and you're going to be doing a lot better. So again, pretty good for your age. Everything looks pretty solid. Good luck this season. Hopefully you do well. Thanks for making it out to camp, and hopefully we'll see you again with ABC.